Hey guys, it's Epic Underworlds. Today's video is going to be more of a podcast inspired video. So it's going to be a long one. So if you want to go on a walk or maybe sit outside and listen to this in your AirPods or something, probably do that. If not, if you're actually going to watch this, I'll try showing some cards and some stuff. But today is the day I'm going to be talking about what happened to PCGs and TCGs, why the community kind of died off, what we can learn from it, and what we can do moving forward. So the TCG community is actually pretty healthy right now, but it used to be absolutely huge. Like, I'm talking massive. But this is mainly when people were in quarantine, or kind of that like 2019 theme where everyone was like kind of young and had a lot of time on their hands. Now we're all getting older, and it's really hard to keep making the stuff we love. But the reason I want to make this video is because you guys can still find time for what you love, even if you have like a full-time job or something, or you're studying or working on school. I definitely recommend still trying to find time, even if it's just making one card a day. That still goes a long way. Like, if you do that for a year, you'll have like a 365 card set or 300 plus set. That is crazy. So if you look about it, just doing like one simple card a day, it can go a long way. These things should not take like a day to make a whole set. You have to be patient, and with a society where everything's just like so instantaneous and dopamine is so easy to get nowadays, it's really hard to stick to making a beautiful card game that you will always remember. And it's not just about making a card game. Like, when I make my card games, I love all the cards, but it's almost like the cards don't even matter that much. What matters more to me is creating a sense of community and playing games, like creating these amazing memories that I'll have forever, and creating that nostalgic feeling when you'll look back on your card games 10 years from now, you'll be like, those were the golden ages. And, if you're older, you can still like make those amazing memories with TCGs or PCGs or any creation. And it's important to also accept that even if your game is not getting any community traction, my game, when I first started, back when I had 0 subscribers 4 years ago, I was just enjoying the process. It was just me having fun. I was inspired by all these creators like Rune TCG, who are now gone and stuff, but their legacies have been left on for others to get inspired by. Even if you're not active on your TCG channel or any channel, you still keep those videos up, because you don't know how much they will inspire like young kids to make their own creations. When I was little, I always just I think the reason I had so much time is because I wasn't distracted by all these things that we now have access to, like social media and all this other stuff. It was just me, pen and paper, and a sense of imagination. And I think that's really important nowadays, because I know even if you come home from school, like after a long day or from work, it's extremely hard to pick up the pencil. But maybe instead of watching TV or doing what you normally do while looking at social media, why not create? Because I think that's such a gift that we have in life, to create. We're giving 2 hands and we're allowed to do this, and it's awesome. So, like, why not create an amazing TCG or PCG or whatever you want to create, whether it's like art pieces, clay, or literally anything. It's just so awesome to be able to do this. And don't get caught up in all these worries. Just enjoy the simple things. Enjoy just making games. Take time on them and make them very high quality. Like, nowadays, for TCGs, the quality barrier is extremely high. Like, this card does not even look anything close to MTG, but I made it. I'm very proud of it. It's personal to me because I put time into it. And it's good to take time to not look on social media and compare yourself to others. Yeah, go support your HTCG people by watching their videos and stuff, but also look back on your card games and appreciate all the art that you've made, all the time you've put into it. And really just make your card game for you too. And the community and the memories will come along the way once people see your passion. Because if you have no passion for your card game and you're just feeling like, oh, well, no one's liking my game, so I should just stop, No, like push through that phase. Get inspired, like make themes. Something that I always love doing to get inspired is just choosing a theme and making a whole like expansion or like a few cards around it. Like for EU, I did the Frozen War expansion, and I had a ton of fun with that because I was just taking stereotypical things like snowmen, putting my own twists on them, and just having a lot of fun with it. And it's easy to get overwhelmed. Like whenever I sit down, I'd be like, okay, like I can either make cards right now, or I can make the rules, or I can do balancing, all this stuff. Just take it a step at a time. And I think this is what Shard TCG says a lot, but divide it into different tasks. You don't have to just make cards on one day. You can do game balancing on one day and all this other stuff on another day. But it's really important to create because creating allows you to express yourself and really feel like, I guess, reward for what you created. And if you don't create and you only consume, it just there's a sense of emptiness, at least for me. But you can also get inspired by playing other people's games, so that's also important. But don't just be a consumer. If you're a really creative person, you want to do something, just do it. Don't be afraid if someone's not gonna like your game. At least you like it. I know there's a lot of people that like look back at their old card games and they think, oh, these look absolutely garbage. Why did I ever make this? I look back at my old card games and I'm proud because like I've come a long way from making these basic cards, but I had a lot of fun with them to now more better looking ones that are still hand drawn and still unique enough. Which, you know, they're still not perfect. They're not that high quality, but I'm loving my new art style because I've worked on it very hard. And you guys, it really just takes a lot of patience. If I would have just finished a whole set and called it a day, only made one YouTube video, like there's still so much more to do in the TCG and PCG community. And one of the most fun parts is discovering the community itself, everything it has to offer. I think that's one of the most fun things. When you join a new server, you don't know much about TCGs, and you learn to play their card games, you play on Untap, maybe you win a tournament or something, and that is really good moments. It's not just making your TCG, it's playing other people's TCGs, doing collabs. Like there's 3 different collabs right here with 3 different creators that have played my game, and so I decided to do collabs with them. I played their games, and it was so much fun, and just definitely get invested into your own creations, but also get invested into others, and it'll kind of come around full circle. Because one of the best feelings is seeing someone play your own game, seeing someone just enjoy your creations. And that feeling you get is not matched by social media or anything else. That's a dopamine you can't get anywhere else. It's not even dopamine, it's just a sense of pride that something you created is being enjoyed by someone else. So put in the passion, put all your emotions into your creations and create videos showcasing your cards for others to see and just have fun with the process. Don't make it a serious job. Not every card has to be freaking perfect. Like MTG has really set the standard high for what card games should be, but like why should we try to like imitate that? Why not do our own things? Why not? This kind of goes back to my HTCG rant. Why not do something completely different? Take time to, instead of going on social media, start thinking for yourself. Like, even if you just like meditate about your TCG, that's way better than just scrolling for inspiration, because you're filling your thoughts when you're scrolling and watching other people's channels, which is great. It's good to support your TCG creators, but you're only consuming information that they have come up with, not stuff that you have rawly created. You gotta think for yourself too and come up with these ideas that no one else would have thought of. And it's really important to think for yourself in anything too, like especially in school, because if you don't think for yourself, then you're just like another carbon copy, an empty mind, just going in this, like following the same path that everyone else does. So get inspired, but also think for yourself, and just realize that things take time. And if at first nobody likes your game, that's fine. Keep making your game, keep having fun with it, and all that love and stuff will come along the way if you're truly passionate and people see that passion. That's what I've realized. And, of course, don't compare yourself, but also don't get jealous if someone has like a crazy good TCG. Like, I look at Chaos Galaxy, and I just think that's awesome. But some are like jealous. They're like, darn, I really wish I could have a card game like that. But you got to be open minded because he's put in the work, and you really shouldn't be like jealous if you haven't put in the work yourself. Because if you know you can do it, like anyone can create a card game like Chaos Galaxy. You just got to put in the time and work and be passionate about it. You got to really want it. You can't just be be jealous and just you got to really think about it. Sorry if that doesn't make any sense, but Chaos Galaxy is put in so it's like the new era of HTC creators are the ones who actually really want to make TCGs. They're the ones that kind of gone past the phase of dying out and are still creators, like Chaos Galaxy, Wrath of Kors, Skyscape TCG, and a lot of HTC creators make their first set and they're done with it, which is a very common theme. They lose all motivation. But you also gotta, like, even if you're not motivated, like, sometimes I'm not motivated to work on Perpetual Cosmos, but I know that great things will take time. So I just keep making more and more cards, even if I don't want to, which can seem kind of dull to a lot of people. But that's something that I've always found. You can't just seek dopamine constantly. You also got to put in the work, and it's not even for dopamine. It's just to create. Like, I don't do this card game just to feel happy. I do it because I feel like it's my purpose to create something that others will like, and I think that you also got to find your own creative purpose too. Maybe get a journal, start jotting down ideas. Even making your own YouTube channel is also very fun because within the realm of TCGs, there's so much to do. Like, it's really hard to never get bored unless you just come to conclusions and say, oh, there's only making the cards and that's it. Now I'm done. I make a set, I'm done. But once you make a set, you can also use that experience and make videos to help other creators. You can try new themes. You can make little expansion packs. You can slow down the process once you make your first set and really enjoy playing your card game. You can use what you've learned to make new mechanics. And you can also design lore for your game. There's literally so much to do. And what I always used to do is I used to make a projects board with literally everything that I could do for TCGs. First, make some products for the Game Crafter. Start building a community. Play the game in person. Bring it to a card game shop. Do fan art contests. You can do all this stuff in the PCG and TCG community. It's not just limited to just the card games. And I think people kind of overlook that. They think just on the surface level, but you got to think deeper and realize that there's so much more to your card games than just the cards. There's a lot of other fun stuff you can do with them. Also, talking about PCGs now, it just seems like when I first did PCGs, the main thrill was just exploring this new community that I've never learned about, and the sense of knowledge, of wanting to gain knowledge about a certain aspect of life it's very powerful. Because the reason I think I kind of stopped making PCGs is because I thought that I learned everything there was to know. I thought I'd run out of ideas. I thought I made every PCG there was to make. But no, if you don't like something about PCGs, try something new. Like, I think for PCGs from now on, if I make one, I'm going to try a different combat system or just system in general. I don't want it to be the classic system. Like, going back on all my amazing memories I had playing PCGs, I didn't do what everyone else was doing. I just took the idea of PCGs and made it my own without caring if someone thought it was wrong or not. I took the classic system of PCGs and added dice. I added other fun things that I've learned from RPGs such as Dungeons and Dragons to fine-tune it to my friends and me. So really personalize your card games and creations. If you just make a carbon copy of a TCG like everyone else is making, you won't feel any sense of pride because it's just like everyone else's card game. Really dive deep and make something that is unique enough for you to stay motivated to make it. Because, like, eventually you'll think you've created every generic card that you can create. But if you have something really unique, there's endless opportunities that you can do. You can always make new mechanics, you can always make new formats, you can always make new cards and characters. And you gotta water that desert almost. Like the desert that is the thought of creation almost. Because when I look at a blank sheet for making a TCG, all I see is a desert of literally nothing. It's really a big pile of it's kind of like Minecraft. It's a sandbox of potential. That's kind of what the medium of TCGs and PCGs are. And you're given these basic blocks that everyone else has, but within those blocks you can create something completely unique. And you can even create your own blocks too. So that's kind of just an analogy I'm trying to create in my mind. I'll get back to you guys when I actually thought of something better. So I got all my TCGs that I just recently opened. So you might be seeing some cards that have not been opened yet on the channel, but you know, that's cool. We got like Atlas, TCG, all these amazing card games that were created because people actually thought to devote their time to doing this. It's almost like a sacrifice to create. Sorry if that's not focusing, because anyone can just do like literally nothing, but it takes a lot of energy and stuff to actually create. But creation is just so important to me. It's almost what makes life worth living in a sense, because if it was just a boring landscape of nothing, then it would really not be worth living. But if you have all these beautiful things to look at and to express with, there's really something to be said about that. And I just want to give a giant shout out to all the HTCG creators that came before me or are currently making their games. Even Magic, like, you guys started it all, and you inspired all these people to make their own card games, and I just really appreciate every creator who has at least tried. And actually trying to make a card game, it seems super easy on the surface, but it's very hard. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you want to make a TCG, it's hard. You got to devote more time than you think. And why people stop is they realize, oh crap, this actually does take a lot of work, and maybe I'm not cut out for it. And that is where a lot of people just drop. But like I said before, if you really want to create something beautiful and amazing, you really got to put in the work. You can't just watch from the sidelines. And like, I'm not saying I'm like perfect or anything. Like, yeah, I made a lot of cards, but I could have made a lot more if I stopped watching TV and been on social media and stuff. Like, I could have done so much more, but then again, that's regret. And that's not really, it's not good to dwell on the past. It's what you can do now, today. You can make a bunch of cards. You can really change your life if you just start actually doing stuff. You can spend all this time thinking, going on your phone, or you can shut all that away in like a box or something. Like, something I did for like when I was making Perpetual Cosmos, as I unplugged my PC and put my phone in a little box, and I just worked and worked and worked. And it was so much fun because my mind was almost cleared of all that distraction, and I got rid of, although music is actually really good. Like, some reason that's not distracting me, it actually motivates me. But like YouTube shorts and stuff, like, you guys really should, it's hard to get, or it's easy to get hooked to those like scrolling and stuff. And it's very hard to go from that to making each individual card and putting so much time. But it's just so much more rewarding when you actually can create instead of consume. So yeah, there's so many people probably watching this video, or like I guess for my fan base, and there's so many people that could be making card games. There's so many people that could be creating, and it's really important to just get time out of your day to do that. I guess that's kind of the point of this video. I know it's been very long. I probably repeated myself a few times. I didn't even have a script for this. I just really want to spread the message of how important creating all this amazing stuff is. And there's just so many more card games and creations that can be made. There's so many more memories and communities that can be built. And I just really hope that you guys watching this just pull off something crazy. And I'd be so proud. That would be so awesome. Like, imagine if one day, like, here's the dream. HTCGs get big one day, and like all these cards that we used to collect are like super valuable now. Like, all your Chaos Galaxy cards are crazy, and you like, you can say that you were there, that you were part of it. Or you could say that you were scrolling on your phone all day and missed it. So just realize that, like, it's like that quote, like, I wish I knew I was in the good days when I was in them. Like, we're in the good days of HTCGs, and I think we should really appreciate that. And we can take it so much farther than, like, there's all this potential that is just laying around. No one's doing anything with it. And then again, there's all this potential that is being used, like Chaos Galaxy, Wrath of Korra, Skyscape, all these other creators, King Froggy the First, Mobimon TCG. Like, it's crazy how it's like almost when everything's perfect, it's you stop. You think that that's all you can do, but you can do so much more. Why stop at one set? Why not make 10 sets? Why stop creating something and get burnt out and just push through it? Or try something new. Try making a new card game. It's like a constant cycle of nature. If one card game stops, it's almost like a new one starts, and it's built off of the inspiration from others. Like, every card you guys make is important because it'll in partly inspire more cards. If you make something completely unique, it'll inspire others to make something completely unique, and further diversifying the HTCG and PCG community. And so that was the rant. It's officially hit 21 minutes. If any of you have actually watched or listened to this whole thing, you guys are awesome. You should definitely go make your own card games, and yeah. Also, just like support each other. Don't be critical. Like, you can criticize someone's TCG, but make sure it's constructive, because like that stuff actually matters. It doesn't matter to me as much now, because I've gone through those experiences enough to know that it really is not important. But be open-minded. If there's like a little kid making their own card game for the first time and it doesn't look as professional as someone else's, that's still awesome that they're creating. I think that we should really encourage that. And it really shouldn't just be a few people that are keeping the community alive. A community is something that is ever changing. People are adding cards left and right, and I still see that. Like, there's so many creators that don't have YouTube channels that are on Discord just showing off their card games. That's so awesome. But like, go make your own YouTube channels too, and show off your game. And you don't know how much your crappy card game, no matter how the art looks, it'll inspire so many people. Trust me. Like, my first card game, Epic Wars. Oh crap! I just spilled all my water. My first card game, Epic Wars TCG, did not look very good at all, but it really inspired a lot of people. And I think the reason for that is, if your art style is maybe bad, but it's also similar to someone else's, they think that if that person can make it and still have, not the best art, then so can I. And if you can go from like bad art, which I don't even think this is that bad, but if you can go from kind of not the best art, like this was me a few card games in, like the art before this was even worse. If you can go from that to making actually good cards, kind of like this, and just appreciating how far you've come, it is the most rewarding process ever. And same goes for PCGs. Like, looking back, a lot of my old PCGs were not very good, but my newer ones, that was all because I stuck with the process, tried new things, and I grew because of it. So if you've learned anything from this video, it is to stay consistent, but also try new things, and be patient, because good things take a lot of time, and that especially goes for TCGs. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it has inspired you to make a card game or support someone else's. And yeah, if you guys have created anything out of this video, please let me know. Comment. I'll check out your YouTube channel. I just really love creation in this specific medium of the world. So yeah, that was this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.